Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Showa Idarie. One thing one girl said to me today is that she watched a video of mine where I spoke about how to build confidence. And I was thinking to myself, do I have a video on how to build confidence? Like, I really don't know if I do have that. So I don't know if she was mistaken or it was a sign for me to do a video on how to build confidence, building confidence in yourself. So that's what we're going to try and talk about now. We're going to see where it goes. But sometimes in life, the past experiences that you have had can chip away at your self-esteem, and it can chip away at your confidence. And sometimes this can be internal confidence, or like a confidence with your appearance, confidence in your ability. It could be quite a few things. So for example, you might have grown up and always felt like, you know what, you weren't the prettiest person in the room, or you didn't get much attention, or you know, your voice didn't matter. You feel just like you don't have much to bring to the table, even though in reality you could be an incredibly successful person who people actually adore and people think art is amazing. But because of the way that you view yourself, you never are receptive to those compliments. You're never receptive to people telling you about yourself. It's like foreign to you because you yourself have these negative thoughts. And I think that's what I'm going to target today, because confidence, or a lack of confidence, stems from having negative thoughts. If you have a lack of confidence in yourself, most likely you also speak very negatively to yourself. Your tongue is not used to edify yourself, but is used to tear yourself down. And I say it bluntly because it's like, that's what we do. When we say stuff like, I'm not capable, or I'm ugly, or no one will want me, or why am I so annoying? And you're using all of this speech that has nothing to do with building you up, but everything to do with tearing you down. It is not going to help your future. It's not going to help where you're going. It's not going to help your journey. But the question really isn't necessarily like what you do, is how to come out of it. What I want to address really is, how do you come out of it? How do you shift your mouth, or the way you speak, or your perspective towards yourself from negatively to positively? How do you take a turn and actually begin to see yourself as Christ sees you? See yourself as your family see you. See yourself as the Lord created you to be. Because the reason why I say as Christ sees you is because your family could still not see you in the full potential of who you really are. Your family, your friends, your environment might have a limited understanding of who you actually are. And so I can't even say see yourself as other people see you, because it's not good enough. We need to see ourselves as Christ sees us, because God, who's known us from the beginning of time, has plans for our life from when we was in our mother's womb. So he is the one who can say, this is who my daughter is, this is who my son is. Do you know what I mean? And so that's why we need to change our perspective from how we see ourselves to how God sees us, even if it's just a little bit. I digress. But as I want to continue on speaking, I want to speak to the person who feels like they're inadequate, feels like they're not good enough, whether it's in a relationship, friendships, in the workspace. I really want to speak to you and let you know that you are enough. You are enough, and those thoughts that you are having that are so negative towards yourself are not thoughts of God. They are thoughts of the enemy, and the enemy literally comes to steal, kill, destroy. So he will plant thoughts in your head from when you was as young as a child about yourself. Your self-esteem is built in the first couple of years of your life, if you didn't know. And I think it's like the first 7 years. And what that means is that the experiences that you had, the interactions that you've had in those first 7 years of your life is literally the foundation in how you see yourself today, yeah, as an adult. Just take me for an example. The first 7 years of my life would define, had I not had Christ, would define how I see myself today. And what that means is that certain things, let's say for example, maybe you was never told I love you. No one ever told you that they loved you when you was growing up. Now as an adult, it is tough for you to understand that people might genuinely love you, and it also might be tough for you to love others. It might be tough for you to say I love you, because it was something that was not in your foundation. It's not something that you know can really relate with. That type of openness and sharing one's emotions. I'm sorry, but that's me. Like, telling somebody how much you appreciate them or something like that. That's something I'm having to learn to do, because I know that everyone deserves to hear it. But it's not something that comes naturally to me. So, and that is because I didn't necessarily have that growing up myself. And so what I'm trying to say is that there are certain fundamental mindsets that are installed in us when we are younger, but when you get to an adult and you're able to identify them, ask yourself a question: are they edifying you or are they destroying you? Are they helping you grow or are they tearing you down? Are they moving you forward or are they moving you backwards? Every thought that crosses your mind, you should kind of use this as a cross-reference. Is this edifying me? If the thought is not edifying you, it is not of God and it is not to be even entertained. And the minute a thought comes in your mind that is negative towards yourself, you need to start noticing it. And you can literally ask the Holy Spirit, Lord God, whenever I speak negatively about myself, remind me, do something. Just do something. And slowly you will begin to realize that actually when you start speaking negatively, the Lord will remind you of what you just asked him to remind you, and he will show you, oh, something's going on here, like what am I doing? Like, you will be able to stop yourself. But ultimately, I said all of that to say that when it comes to building your confidence in yourself, you must have an understanding of who you are. The only way to have a true understanding of actually who you are is knowing who God is and what he says about you. Like I said earlier, it's God who created us. It's God who formed us. So he knows, okay, this is the skill I've given this person. This is the gift I've given this person. They are amazing, for example, in encouragement. The way they encourage a person, that person's spirits is uplifted. So I'm going to make them the leader in this industry so that they will go around edifying their teammates, edifying the people around them, and showing that people are seen, showing that people are valued, showing that people are loved. That's the way I want to use this young girl. That's what God could be planning for your life. But you, because of the little confidence that you have in yourself, you might never want to speak. You might never want to speak. You have these thoughts, but you never say them out loud because maybe you think that your words are irrelevant or that you don't have anything valuable to say. It's a lie of the enemy, and what it does is stops you from moving in your purpose. It stops you from moving in your calling. And it's a lie. It's a lie from the pits of hell that you are somebody who should stay silent. Side note, one of the things the devil likes to do is silence the voices of Christians. He loves to. So any way that you notice that you're being silenced, it could be through your fear, through your doubt, through your insecurities, where it's stopping you from saying something to whoever it is, know that that thing is a devil. And I'm not talking about when you want to cuss somebody out and you're stopping yourself from saying something. That's different. That's having self-control. But I'm talking about when you have something valuable to say, something that God has placed on your heart to say, something that God has placed on your heart to do, and you feel silenced. The enemy in the background is the reason why you're being silenced. He is trying full force to ensure that your voice does not get heard onto many people, so that the word of God does not touch many people. That's all it is. You are a vessel for God. Ultimately, if you have given your life to Christ, you are a vessel for God. And so God is going to use your mouth, all of us, he's going to use all of our mouths to edify, to encourage, to draw people closer to him. The enemy knows that he's going to force this false narrative that you shouldn't speak, you're insecure, you have nothing good to say, you're insecure, you're this, you're that, all these negative things. He's going to just whisper it in your ear so that you don't have the confidence to speak, so that you don't have the confidence to do what needs to be done. And so, like I said before, if you want to build your confidence up and you want to see yourself in the right way, you have to first of all have an intimate relationship with God. That means speaking to him, praying to him. It could be when you wake up in the morning, just saying, hi God, I invite you into my day, be with me. Just simple prayers. Number one, begin to journal. Be honest with God. Be honest with him. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm going through. And God, as I journal this, I am praying that I will be able to look back at this one day and see how far you've brought me. See how far you've changed my life. See how far you've changed my mindset. That's number two. Number three, listen to worship music. The reason why I say listen to worship music, because there's something about worshiping God that changes your perspective on what's important and what's not. When I'm worshiping God genuinely, nothing else matters. Nothing. Food doesn't matter, where I'm going doesn't matter, my family don't matter, friends don't matter, job doesn't matter. I'm not joking. When I'm worshiping the Lord, it's only about him. And so therefore, if you're constantly in a state of worship, you will not have the urge, let's say, you will not have the urge to speak down or speak negatively about yourself, or to have little confidence, because you know it's all about him. It's not even about you. you don't even see as, you're not even looking at yourself thinking, oh, let me judge myself today, like, oh, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. You're just purely focused on him and how he sees you. So worship, increase the amount of time you spend worshiping. It could be whenever you're going to work or whatever, you are constantly having worship music in your ears. That is a form. Another, reading the word. Reading the Bible renews your mind, because it gives you a different perspective. It gives you the godly perspective. And so reading the word is a great tool to get closer to God and renew your mind, renew your thoughts, and see yourself differently. I see the Bible as a manual for life, right? So if I read that manual, I realize what God says about me, and I have the tools to navigate my steps in life. You're not going to speak down on yourself when you know that God has made you to be fearfully and wonderful. Do you know what I mean? Another thing to help build your confidence is, honestly, what I did as well is start writing down a gratitude list towards myself. And so things that I did well in the day, I would start writing it down. So for example, I'll come back from work. Do you know what? I interacted with that staff member really well. I was friendly. I spoke to them. Whatever you did that you feel like was good. And this is why it's hard, because people who are harsh on themselves can't figure out the one good thing they did in a day, even though they probably did many, because they feel like it's a normal thing, like that's expected of me, it's not that great. No, when it comes to doing a gratitude list, whatever you are grateful for, whatever you feel like you've done well in that day, you write it down, no matter how small, no matter how irrelevant you think it is, because what we're trying to do is prune your mindset to be able to speak positivity to yourself, to be able to not be so mean, to not be so harsh towards yourself. So that's one tool you can do, is in the form of affirmations or gratitude list, or just writing down one thing that you did good in a day, every single day, and try and keep at it for at least a week or two to really see that change in how you view yourself. I also built my confidence, yeah, in genuinely having people around me that I actually like people that I like and that I love, who do speak life into me, who are there to support me, who do see me, who know the real me. Like for me, for example, my older sister, I love her with all my heart. And my little sister, I love her with all my heart. And so having people around me that I genuinely care about, and that, I don't know, just really know me, and when they say something good, you know it's good because they really know you, as well as good friends as well. It really helps to be able to build my confidence in myself when the days on the days where I don't have it as much, on the days where maybe I'm not listening to God, on the days where I'm not really remembering the great things he said. Having a good support network and listening to them, even though you might not believe it, but listening to them can really help. One of my friends recently was telling me how, I think he said, how elegant I am. And I was like, even if I don't even feel it or think it at that time, I'm gonna take what he said. I know he doesn't lie. I'm gonna take what he said and hold on to it, because that was so lovely and so nice. He was seeing me in that moment. I'm not gonna combat it and be like, that's not true, or what's it, he probably doesn't know the real me. No. I'm gonna take it. He knows what he's saying. So even if I don't fully believe it, which I do, I know I'm elegant, but even if I didn't fully believe it, I'm gonna take it because I trust the opinions of people around me. So have a good support network, okay? And obviously pray for your confidence to increase. Pray for you to see yourself the way God sees you. Pray for you to have more patience with yourself, to love yourself more. Pray for good people in your life. Pray for a workplace that builds you up. Pray for an environment where you can flourish in. Stuff like this, you bring it into prayer, because it's only God who can start working behind the scenes. So yeah, I hope this video helps. Honestly, I've given you quite a few tools that, you know, might help. If I went through them a bit quickly, I would recommend just rewatching the video again. But yeah, it was really nice to record this, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.